Ladies and gentlemen, and children of our viewing audience, I'm Sue Johnson from Wake Up and Live's Actors Studio, and we're here at Rainey Institute, our host and sponsor for Wake Up and Live with the Arts. On behalf of our entire team at Wake Up and Live's Actors Studios, we want to share with you some good news about Gary Webster, our author of Cleveland Indians books. And we want to spend most of our time talking about Commemorative, the play that we are going to perform November 8th and 9th at Caramoo, written and compiled by our very own emerging playwright, Vickie Williams. I wanted to put an L in there.
Yeah, it's an L.
Oh, there is an L?
Yeah, my middle name is Lynn. So.
Oh, Vickie Lynn. Oh, that sounds like a Nashville something.
Just keep it at L. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's good enough for Vanessa L. Williams.
Right. Yeah, because there was another Vanessa
There could be
Williams.
we don't want any confusion here.
About
Vanessa L. and Vickie L.
Yeah, Williams. Vickie, the play Commemorative. How did that idea come to you as a play concept?
As a play concept. Well,
yeah.
If I tell you that, I pretty much tell the story. But basically, I like to listen to seniors. A lot of people of age love telling great stories.
Yes.
So, and I was fortunate enough to listen to the stories of 4 Tuskegee Airmen. So that's how I got started.
How did you decide on the 4 Tuskegee Airmen that you interviewed? What triggered you going out to interview them?
Again, if I tell you that, I'll tell you the story. So
well, we're going to tease the audience.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got to tease them.
Basically, I think when I started out, I really didn't know exactly what I was going to do with those interviews.
Okay, I see,
and
yeah.
I think if I was wiser back in 2007, that it would have been more than 4 interviews. A lot of them were around then. So, but now we have a play that was generated from it.
And these stories are of 4 local Cleveland Tuskegee Airmen, 3 of whom, since Vickie started this project, as you know, artists, playwrights, novelists, what have you, often take years to come out with their product. And in the meantime, 3 of the 4 Vickie interviewed have passed away. But on October 8th and 9th, we want you to come to Caramoo so you can see the stories.
That will be November 8th.
What did I say, October?
Yes.
See? How about let's do November 8th and 9th. November 8th is a Saturday, 7:30 at Caramoo at the corner of East 89th and Quincy. And Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, 3:00 p.m., we'll be telling the story of Commemorative and these 4 Tuskegee Airmen, again at Caramoo. And it's very economical to come hear the stories of Corporal Roy Richardson, who is still living, and with any luck we'll have him at the performance. Then of course there's the late, who's Clarence Jameson? What's his rank? The late Clarence?
Lieutenant Colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel. Thomas Austin, what it was, Staff Sergeant. And James Travis was? Sergeant. So these were guys who had a good time, I say facetiously, in World War II, and the contributions to history. So it's, we hope you will join us on almost said September.
And that's
already over.
They will have missed it all together. Yeah.
But it'll be brought back by popular demand in November.
And again in February.
Yeah, something like, can we say about the Cleveland Public Theater?
Oh, well, we can hold off for that.
Oh, yes. Till another segment.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, this will be a very special event. So you can find out more about attending this play by contacting Wake Up 4664 at AOL.com. Also, you can go to Facebook, if you're already on Facebook, and type in the name Commemorative, and that'll bring up the page that talks about our play on Facebook, and you can even indicate if you think you might want to attend or actually attend. So we're very proud to be promoting and producing Commemorative by our very own Vickie Williams. Now, Vickie isn't our only talent that we're proud of on our Wake Up and Live team of great actors and artists, but Gary Webster. Guess what I just forgot to do before I segue to you?
What did you forget to do?
We now have all of our cast, so I need to let them know who the cast is.
And I think we should let them know who the director is as well.
No, that might run them away.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, before I shift over to Gary, I'm sorry, it took a while. Well, people who are producers and directors know how this goes. But we finally have our full cast. We have Corporal Roy Richardson is being portrayed, not impersonated, but portrayed by James McGilbray. Our Clarence Jameson is being portrayed by Peter Lawson Jones. Thomas Austin by our very own Rob Alexander, and James Travis by Prophet Seay. Many of you know him from Caribou. And Peter Lawson Jones, everybody just knows him from everywhere.
And everybody knows James McGilbray from Wake Up and Live with the Arts. He's
Yes,
often sitting with us co-hosting Wake Up and Live with the Arts.
So Vickie has been working on this project and
gathered.
Oh, Darlene Ayers. She's being portrayed by a new talent, Mika Clifford. This was supposed to be a short segment. And
Your fault.
I know it's my fault. Anyway,
everything is Sue's fault. That's the way it is here at the Wake Up and Live Actors Studio.
We are so proud and delighted that Mika Clifford is joining us. She's a brand new talent out of college. Miami University, and brings a freshness to our team, our established team. So now I guess I got enough information out for this segment so that we can talk to Gary for a minute about how your book project is going and what your book project is.
Well, actually, I have a new project since the last time we did a Wake Up and Live with the Arts program. My third book was published in June. I don't know if we've done a program since the third book has come out.
No, we haven't.
It's called When in Doubt, Fire the Skipper. And it's a book about Major League Baseball in-season changes of managers, what led up to it and what happened in the aftermath. So it is more of a general interest baseball book than the first two, which any baseball fan would be interested in, but they are specifically about the Cleveland Indians.
What are the titles?
The titles are Tris Speaker and the 1920 Indians, Tragedy to Glory. In fact, when I leave here, we are just, as I've mentioned on previous segments, just a couple of blocks away from League Park, which has been completely refurbished. And you didn't know about that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, they just opened the new League Park, I think, like 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to drive by there when I leave here because I haven't seen it as yet, but that to me is sacred ground, partly because my dad grew up a couple of blocks from League Park.
And so did many Clevelanders. Yeah.
And it is the only place in the United States where a ballpark once was, which has now been preserved, because nothing was there. It was just an empty lot for the longest time, with the very few remnants of League Park that were falling apart, but nothing was built there. So Mayor Jackson and others took the initiative. I believe it cost about $5 million.
Wow.
And they have turned it into a park, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm very anxious to see it and get out of my car and walk around where Tris Speaker played center field, where Lou Boudreau played, and Bob Feller played, and Larry Doby. Well, Larry Doby didn't play there. It was closed.
Satchel Paige played there,
no,
didn't he?
well, yes, in the Negro Leagues.
In the Negro
he did.
Leagues,
So I would imagine that Doby probably played there too in the Negro Leagues, but not as a member of the Indians.
I only know him from the Indians.
He played in the Negro Leagues prior to joining the Indians. Not long, because he was quite a young man when he joined the Indians. But I'm really anxious to see what they have done.
Are they still
with
calling
League
it
Park.
League?
It's still being called League Park. Yes, it is.
They have a museum too.
Yes, they have. And I was reading in the paper a couple of days after it opened that they have not decided yet whether or not they're going to have a gift shop. But if they do, I know of a certain book that should be in
that-
the gift shop.
Yeah.
Then I also have 721, History of the 1954 Cleveland Indians. And the project that I'm working on now, I actually went about it in the proper way. By that I mean the first 3 books, I wrote them first, and then I went looking for a publisher, although the second and third I pretty much knew that my publisher for the first book would be interested in those as well. This time I went to the publisher and said, hey, I've got another idea. My idea was, I actually am working on 2 books at once. One is on the back burner for the moment. I'm writing a sequel to the baseball book about NFL football coaches getting fired during the season.
Mid-season,
And I went to the publisher with that, and they said, well, let's see how the baseball book does. Why don't you write something about the Browns? Okay, but so much has been written about the Browns, it took me a while to come up with an idea. And I was browsing through the Euclid Library where I do most of my research, and there was a book about the 72 undefeated Dolphins. So I thought, why not write a book about the 48 undefeated All-American Football Conference champion Cleveland Browns? They said, that's great. So I signed the contract, and that's my current project.
Hot dog. You've come a long way, friend, from your dreams to finally reality, and that is so exciting for you. Because, well, we're all here about, manifesting our dreams and so forth. And Gary's has been rather a long-term one, but now he's got 3 Indians and Browns books.
Only since elementary school.
Only since
that's how far
elementary.
back it goes, only to elementary school.
Well, that was just 6 months ago.
yeah, they finally let me out 6 months ago.
Yeah, well, we need to wind down now this segment about what our team has been doing artistically in the community. And certainly the big thing is we don't want you to forget to get information about our play Commemorative, which is a tribute to the 4 Cleveland area Tuskegee Airmen many of you knew and or were related to. So come join us at Karamu in November. Thanks for watching. I'm Sue Johnson, your co-host. Till next time.